Assalamualaikum to Dr. Adila. Today we would like to present our case study titled Promoting a Community Engagement Event with the Disabled Community focusing on individuals with physical disabilities. This case study is prepared for the course IML511 Outreach and Community Services for Information Professionals, and it examines how inclusive marketing and outreach strategies can be used to raise awareness, promote accessibility, and encourage meaningful community participation among persons with disability and their caregivers. This presentation will cover the situation analysis, marketing objective, target audience, marketing strategies, and promotional plans, followed by the budget allocations, implementation timeline, evaluation metrics, accessibility consideration, and finally our conclusion and recommendation. Before we start our presentation, let me introduce my team members. First is me, Nur Anishafiqa binti Ahmad Jailani. Next is Muhammad Nur Haikal bin Saiful, Nurul Alisa binti Muhammad Afandi, Nur Aisyah Amilin binti Muhammad Adnan, and lastly is Shirin Raihana binti Sarifuddin.
Introduction. What is the Inclusion Carnival? The Inclusion Carnival is a community engagement event organized by harmony makers to promote inclusivity, accessibility, and awareness for people with physical disabilities and their caregivers. Purpose of the case study. This case study focuses on developing an effective marketing and outreach plan to encourage participation, raise disability, awareness, and support caregiver well-being. Why this event matters? The event aims to foster empathy, reduce social barriers, and strengthen community relationships through inclusive activities and targeted outreach strategies.
Event overview. The Inclusion Carnival, organized by the Harmony Makers, celebrates diversity and inclusivity for individuals with physical disabilities and their caregivers. It includes workshop, performance, and recreational activities that promote accessibility and social integration, such as wheelchair demonstrations and relaxation for caregivers. The event advocates for universal design and equal opportunities, fostering respectful relationship among families, volunteers, and disability organizations to support an inclusive society. Of the event: enhance inclusivity, have an inclusive environment where wheelchair people, caregivers, and normal people can interact daily. Second is support caregivers, who provide assistance to wheelchair users require both stress relief resources and mental health resources and activities that help build resilience. Fourth is create awareness, train the general population on the rights of the disabled, assess issues and appropriate communication with individuals with disabilities. Fifth is value diversity, the use of skills, talents, and contribution of people with disabilities should be displayed in order to emphasize for their contribution to the society. Last goal is enhance community relationships. Disability organizations, NGOs, and healthcare providers should work together with the community to establish cooperative relationships. SWOT analysis. First is strengths. Inclusive activity design. The workshops, wheelchair demonstration, and caregiver wellness programs all require equal participation and provide accessible services. Second is weaknesses. Volunteer training gaps who do not receive sufficient sensitivity training will create obstacles that prevent inclusive participation. Third is opportunities. Media and digital campaign use social media stories and caregivers' testimony and specially design inclusive branding to create public awareness. Fourth is strengths. Logistical issues. The transportation system, venue accessibility, and building infrastructure create barriers to
For
participation.
the marketing objective, the Inclusion Carnival adopts the SMART framework to ensure that all objectives are specific, measurable, achievable, reliable, and timely. The overall goal of the event goes beyond achieving high attendees numbers. Instead, it focuses on raising awareness of wheelchair accessibility, disability inclusion, and the well-being of caregivers, while also encourage long-term positive attitude change within the community. One of the key objectives is to reach at least 1,000 people through educational programs and promotional activities within 6 weeks before the event. Another important objective is to ensure meaningful inclusion by having at least 30% of attendees consist of persons with disability and caregivers. In addition, the Inclusion Carnival aims to conduct a minimum of 3 structured awareness talks focusing on accessibility, caregivers, stress management, and respectful interaction with persons with disabilities. The event also seeks to strengthen community outreach by forming partnership with at least 5 disability-related organizations. Finally, social impact will be evaluated by collecting at least 150 positive feedback response to measure change in awareness, attitudes, and perceptions toward disability. For the target audience, the Inclusion Carnival is designed to engage both direct beneficiaries and the wider community in line with its mission of promoting inclusion. The primary target audience consists of persons with physical disability, particularly wheelchair users, and their caregivers, including both family members and professionals to accessibility, mobility, and caregiver well-being. Therefore, the event focus on providing accessible space, practical support, and stress management resources for caregivers to ensure meaningful participation. The secondary target audience is the general public, including students, families, educators, volunteers, and community members without disabilities. This group plays an important role in building empathy, reducing stigma, and encouraging inclusive social attitudes. From a demographic perspective, the audience is diverse in terms of age, culture, and socio-economic background, requiring inclusive and accessible communication strategies. Psychographically, the audience are driven by values such as dignity, respect, empathy, and social responsibility, which guides harmony makers in developing target and effective marketing strategies.
A very good evening to Dr. Adila and my fellow friends. So my name is Muhammad Naika bin Saiful, and today I'm going to present about the marketing strategies. The marketing strategies for the Inclusion Carnival Caregiver Wellness Edition focus on promoting inclusivity, accessibility, and community awareness while supporting people with physical disabilities and their caregivers. And this strategy emphasizes social responsible marketing by combining educational, outreach, interactive engagement, and inclusive communication. There are 5 types of marketing strategies, and the first one is a stress relief, mental health support for caregivers, promoting caregivers' resilience and well-being, building support networks for caregivers, and the communication channels. This section focuses on stress relief and mental health support for caregivers. Caregivers often experience stress, burnout, and emotional fatigue due to long-term responsibilities. Many of them put their own well-being aside while caring for others. To address this, our event provides guided sharing sessions and mental health talks where caregivers can openly share their experience in a supportive environment. These sessions help them feel heard, understand, and less isolated. We also promote the event as a safe and non-judgmental support space, encouraging caregivers to seek help without fear of stigma. As all sessions are led by mental health professionals and experienced caregivers, ensuring that participants receive both professional guidance and real-life insight. Overall, this initiative aims to support caregivers' emotional well-being and remind them that caring for themselves is just as important as caring for others. Next is promoting caregiver resilience well-being. We got 4, which is caregiver resilience, positive messaging, and self-care awareness, and better quality care. The first one is caregiver resilience, highlights caregiver as strong individuals who manage long-term caregiver responsibilities. Positive messaging uses empowering language to recognize caregiver dedications and emotional strengths. And the third one is a self-care awareness, encourage caregivers to look after their own well-being to avoid burnout. And the last one is better quality care. Resilient caregivers are able to provide more stable and compassionate care. Next is building support networks for caregivers. The first one is a social isolation issue, which addresses the limited social interactions faced by many caregivers. The second one is the peer support groups, provides a space for a caregiver to share experiences and challenges. The third one is emotional support, encourage mutual understanding and stress relief among caregivers. And the fourth one is the long-term network, which builds community connection that continue beyond the event. And the last one for the marketing strategies, we got the communication channels outreach methods, which we use the digital platform, social media, email newsletter, and event website. Offline promotion through flyers, poster at healthcare and community centers, collaboration with caregiver support groups and disability organizations. And the last one is the strong trusted networks help increase awareness and caregiver participation. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi everyone, today I'm going to walk you through the promotional strategies for the Inclusion Carnival Caregivers Wellness Edition. To kick off, let's look at our advertising strategies. For online advertising, we will be regularly updating the Harmony Makers website, which will include registration link and detailed event information. We also highlight key elements such as workshop, caregiver support networks, and stress management resources. This will ensure that all our visitors have easy access to the information they need. One of the offline front, we will place posters and banners in community locations like libraries, rehabilitation center, and public transport area. Additionally, we will print materials in large print and high contrast design to make sure our materials are accessible to everyone. Next up, social media strategy. We plan to have a consistent postage schedule, including countdown reminder as the event draw closer. Our post will be focused on caregivers specific content, including tips on stress management and caregiver testimonials. We have also leveraged popular hashtags like #caregiver wellness, #support caregivers, and #inclusion carnival to increase visibility and engagement. Let's dive to our public relation and partnership strategies. For media outreach, we will distribute press release to media outlets focusing on caregiver well-being and the event's goal to support caregivers and reduce stress. We will feature caregivers sharing their personal stories, providing real-life insight into the challenges and significance of caregiving. This adds authenticity to the event's message. We will also invite media outlets to cover the event, showcasing the inclusive community engagement activities that are the heart of the carnival. Moving on to collaboration with disability organization, we partnering with Nama Disabled Person Association Malaysia, the Mobility Association of Selangor and Kuala Lumpur, and the Rehab Center. This partnership will help us reach our target audience and expand our events reach through joint promotional posts via their websites, social media, and newsletters. Additionally, this organization will host booths and workshops at the carnival, providing essential caregiver-specific resources for our attenders. To further amplify our message, we will focus on content marketing and storytelling. We have created videos featuring caregivers sharing their experience, show the event's accessible setup such as sign language area and sensory-friendly rooms, and also distribute infographic on stress management and caregivers' well-being. Now, let's discuss the budget allocation and timeline for the promotional activities. In terms of budget, the total estimate amount is RM10,100, which will be allocated across various tactics. For example, social media promotion and content creation like video and infographic, we will take up RM1000. We are allocating RM500 for poster and banners. For the media outreach and collaboration with disability organization, will cost RM2,800, ensuring we can effectively spread the word about the event. And also the remaining budget will cover event logistics, volunteer training, and miscellaneous costs, ensuring the event runs smoothly and remain accessible for everyone. Finally, let's go over the timeline for the promotional activities. Here's how it's structured. Week 1, we will begin by developing promotional materials including social media posts and Instagram posters. We will also initiate communication with caregiver support organization to raise awareness. Week 2, social media posting will begin, and we also print and distribute posters to community centers, healthcare facilities, and universities. Week 3, we will release awareness video, publish press release, and kick off with social media advertisement to ensure we reach a wider audience. Next, week 4, we will announce our partnership with disability organization, continuing to push effort through social media and other channels. Week 5, we will share caregivers' testimonial on social media, and also volunteer training will take place. Next, week 6, we will run pre-event pop-up activities, finalizing our promotional effort across all platforms. And lastly, for the event week, which is week 7, we will execute real-time social media coverage, ensuring caregivers feel supported on site and distributing post-event feedback form to get the insight on caregiver satisfaction. That's all from me.
The main purpose is to measure how effective the Inclusion Carnival was in achieving both its marketing objectives and social impact goals. This evaluation is based on key performance indicators or KPIs that are aligned with the Project SMART objective. The main KPI include the total number of participants with a target of at least 1,000 attendance, the proportion of caregivers and wheelchair users making up at least 30% of participants, engagement in awareness talks and activities, the establishment of at least 5 community partnerships, positive participant feedback, and social media reach and engagement on Instagram. To ensure a comprehensive evaluation, both quantitative and qualitative methods were used. These include post-event surveys and feedback forms, attendance records and observation, social media analytics, partner and stakeholder feedback, and qualitative reflections on social impact. Overall, this evaluation approach allows Harmony Makers to assess inclusivity, awareness, and changes in participant attitudes, while also providing insights for future inclusive community initiatives.
Accessibility and inclusivity considerations. Physical accessibility. The Inclusion Carnival is designed to be fully accessible for individuals with physical disabilities by providing wheelchair-friendly infrastructure, such as ramps, wide pathways, accessible sitting areas, and toilets. Manual and electric wheelchairs are also available on site, with trained volunteers assisting participants who require mobility support. These measures ensure that all participants can move safely, comfortably, and independently throughout the event. Next, inclusive branding and materials. All promotional and informational materials are created using inclusive design principles, including clear language, readable font, and high contrast color combinations. Posters and digital content are designed to be easily understood by diverse audiences, including caregivers and members of the general public. This approach ensures that event information is accessible and welcoming to everyone, regardless of political or communication assurance and development goals (SDGs). The Inclusion Carnival supports several sustainable development goals, particularly SDG 3, good health and well-being, by promoting mental health support for caregivers and well-being for people with physical disabilities. It also aligns with SDG 10, reduce inequalities by ensuring equal access and participation for individuals with disabilities. And SDG 11, which is sustainable cities and communities by promoting accessible and inclusive community. Speaks as conclusion, the Inclusion Carnival demonstrates the importance of inclusive event planning in promoting disability awareness, caregiver well-being, and community engagement. Through targeted marketing strategies, accessible facilities, and strong collaboration with disability organizations, the event successfully supports inclusivity, reduces social barriers, and encourages meaningful participation from people with physical disabilities and the wider community. Next, recommendation. For future events, organizers should expand digital outreach platforms, strengthen long-term partnerships with disability and healthcare organizations, and enhance accessibility features through continuous volunteer training. Collecting more detailed participant feedback can also help improve program effectiveness and ensure greater social impact in future inclusive community initiatives. That's all from us. Thank you.
Thank you for watching.